My husband, John, had the affair with my sister.
I was attracted to Bettie's sister.
I was living at my sister's house. She wasn't paying any attention to him. I had sex with him twice.
He said, I've been having an affair. And then, boy, I feel so much better. I'm so glad this is over with. I will never forgive my sister.
Did you think you were going to get away with it?
Yes, I did.
If you want this to work, you need to not be telling her to get over it.
Okay.
Shake it off, okay? It's over. You've said some things like, she got really suspicious. Women are gonna be suspicious when you move your mistress into the house.
I could hear the conversation that was going on between John and my sister. She was asking him, when are you gonna have her out of the house so I can move in? Then they got into some sexual things, how they missed making love with each other, and her saying, yeah, you know, I really like the position we do.
Well, Molly's been watching the show backstage, so we're gonna have Molly join us now.
How could you do that to me after everything I've done for you?
It happened. I apologized to you. Apologizing?
never apologized
Yeah, I
to
did.
me. No,
You
you
never
haven't.
accepted my apology. You didn't want to hear my apology because you were angry with me. You hate me for that.
Yeah, I do hate you.
I've moved on. I don't want to be a part of the drama anymore.
You are the drama. You say you're sorry, then be sorry enough to just step up and deal with the situation.
She doesn't need to sit there and be a bitch to me.
It seems to me like you may have earned some of that. Virginia, you knew this was going on.
I suspected something was going on.
I had asked my mother straight up, are they talking right now? And she said, well, yeah, I think so.
I went to the phone and I pushed mute so they couldn't hear us, and my youngest daughter was talking to John.
Why did you wait until you heard a phone call?
I got confirmed that it actually was happening that day with that phone call.
Virginia, you blame John for this, not your daughter.
I blame John mostly.
You understand that if these two want to work on this marriage, it's not your place to be telling her she needs to get out of this.
I'm involved in it because they've involved me in it.
Yeah, but they've kind of had all the family help here they need.
In any involvement with your mother in our marriage, what's the positive?
My mother-in-law, Virginia, was a guest on the show. She's also a guest in my life, an extremely unwanted guest.
Your mother manipulates the situation to make everybody feel bad for her.
She's always lied and twisted the situation. She did on the taping.
I'm tired of it. And I can see it in your eyes. You're tired of it as well. Dr. Phil told your mom, stay out of their marriage. If these two people want to work it out, it's none of your damn business.
After the last show, I was angry at my mother.
She said it really opened my eyes about the way my mother truly is. And you could just see the look come in my wife's eyes, is just about, that bitch. That bitch.
I guess I was even hurt because she sided with Molly.
She made her choices. She chose Molly.
That's my mother's love child. Molly can do no wrong in her eyes. If the only reason why she calls me is to discuss Molly, don't call me anymore.
So what does your mother do?
She doesn't call me anymore.
I felt that Molly was depicted wrong.
You're angry with me. You hate me for that.
She could not give an apology, and I think that she would have, except for the fact that Bettie immediately attacked her.
I had a good marriage, a good family, and then you got in the middle of it.
During the affair, my mother-in-law knew it was going on.
My mother knew all of this and never told me.
Virginia, you knew this was going on.
I got confirmed that it actually was happening that day with that phone call.
Virginia knew 2 months, maybe 3 months before the actual phone call that she says that she confirmed and found out about the affair.
I'm just really angry and upset and confused on why she wouldn't tell me. It's always, well, I really didn't know, or I wasn't too sure. I'm like, okay, that's about all I know. That's all I'm going to get out of her.
I'm not happy with John as my son-in-law. I just tell him, I said, John, you're a worthless piece of I'd like for them to be divorced.
I hate the things that she says about my husband. She's always says he's a horrible father and a horrible husband.
Enough's enough. It's time to end this matter.
I'm not going to sit here
DrPhil,
and do this.
convince that woman to mind her own damn business.
Nobody's going to listen.
You guys clearly have some very serious resentment here. You feel like she knew and betrayed you by omission. She didn't tell you what was going on, true?
True.
So how do you feel? Go ahead.
I had no idea. All I knew what was going on if there was anything going on between Molly and John was what Bettie was telling me or her children were telling me.
Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
Why?
You knew every phone call was coming into the house. You knew who she was talking to. You knew where she was going. You kept it all from me.
Did not.
You did too.
Did not.
Yes,
Well,
she did.
No, I did not.
Did you
And
know
I know
Molly
you
was
knew.
here last time we were on the show? Did you know?
No, I did not. And I asked, when we got here, I asked, is Molly here? Let me talk to her if she is.
Virginia,
And
it's
no one
enough
would
of
tell
this.
me.
It's like time to make it right. You know?
What is right? What is the fact here? What's the truth? You were involved in this. Look, you can't heal what you don't acknowledge. You can't change what you don't acknowledge.
can't.
If you knew about this and made a bad decision at the time, you need to own that now and change it. If you didn't, then we need to get that out. So what do you say? You were involved in this. You were the one in the middle of the affair.
I called Molly one day because her mom used to call me all the time. Every morning she would call me and she would tell me, she's like, well, I know why Molly's falling in love with you. And then
I told you that on the way home from work one day. That
Virginia
wasn't
would
on the
call me
phone.
every day.
You knew. You knew
knew.
what was going on, and you didn't tell me.
What I said to you, John, was if Molly was falling in love with you because she was flirting with you, I knew why.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you, Virginia. I know I have
That
my
was said
version,
to you
you
on the
have
way
your
home
version.
from work
Well,
that
what's
day.
the point about whether it was said on the phone or in the car?
All
I
I
mean,
know
what
is she
difference does
said
it
to
make?
me.
Were you, in fact, and this is what your
But
daughter
I have
has a
been
problem
trying to
with.
get her out of their home, and every time I'd go out there, she don't have to leave here. This is my house.
But were you trying to push Molly on John?
I was not. I was
Were
trying
you
to get her out
trying to
of
push
there.
John to Molly?
I was not. I was trying to
That's what
get Molly
you
away
think,
from
and that's what you're alleging, and
That's
that's
what
what I
Molly
want to get
told
out
me.
on the table.
I thought by telling him that he'd be smart enough to at least, turn and go to his wife.
You thought by
That's why
telling him I can see why Molly's falling in love with you,
Yeah,
you
because
thought
he
that
was-
would make him go to his wife?
Yes, because he was. Any other honorable man wouldn't have even acknowledged her flirting in the first place.
All right.
He would have gone and spent the time. I told him many a time, don't sit out in that garage with Molly. You get up and you go in and spend time with your wife.
Is that true?
We had one discussion about it, but
One?
we had one discussion about it, and that was the time she refers to picking me up. But there was also she would say, well, I understand why Molly's fallen in love. She would call me all the time, well, what am I to do? Both of my daughters in love with you.
I did never say that. I never said that.
Virginia, you know what?
Yeah.
It's
John.
you make up the stories, you make up whatever you want to make up, but
If I would have known that you was actually out there doing Molly.
Virginia, I could give a rat's ass
Well,
if you're in
you
my
had
life
no
or
bus-
off. I
you
could
had
care less.
no
All this is
business.
about is if you want to
You
argue with me,
had
that's fine.
no
We can argue,
business.
okay? We can argue
You
because I
had
can
no
argue with you because I'm
business.
used to arguing with you.
You know what? When Molly started
This is
flirting
about
with
you
why
having a
did you
relationship
reciprocate?
with Betty and your grandchildren. That's what this is about. This has nothing to do with me.
Look, you're here. Your daughter has said, I don't have a relationship with my mother. I can't get past my anger. I can't get past my resentment. And she keeps making it worse every time she opens her mouth. So that suggests to me that this isn't all one-sided, that you must be doing some things to throw salt in the wounds here, or failing to step up and be responsible for bad decisions you've made in the past. My question to you is, do you really not see that?
I guess not.
So you just don't think there's anything, do you believe she knew that he was having an affair with Molly before she told you?
Yes, I do.
Why? I did not. I did not.
Do you feel that she sided with Molly in this dispute?
Well, I've already told you that. Yes, I do feel like you sided with Molly. You sided with Molly with everything, always, from the day that girl was born. And what was your answer to me on it? When I talked to you about that, what was your answer to me?
About Molly now?
Molly is your love child.
No, you said that.
No,
You said that.
oh, Molly,
I
I mean,
asked you-
come
I
on,
asked
everybody
you.
knows it.
I said, are
That
you
is
referring
not
to
a-
that? Well,
You
so what's wrong
protect
with
her.
me saying that she was my love child? What's wrong with that?
So the rest of us kids are nothing but piece of to you?
No, you all had your special place.
John says his mother-in-law, Virginia, needs to stop meddling so he and his wife, Betty, can do the work they need to do to repair their marriage after his affair. But John says Virginia won't let it go and just keeps stirring the pot. Do you think he's having an affair now?
I had a phone call. Okay, 2 phone calls. The first one was Betty. Mom, John was supposed to be at grandfather's tonight having dinner, and he's not. I called Grandpa. Where's John? Where's,
That was
where's
during the
Molly?
affair.
Where's Molly?
Do you think
Virginia.
he's having an affair now?
This was just after the affair was
No, it
supposed to
wasn't. Ask Tell
Okay,
that.
and then,
Make it up, Virginia.
No.
Weave it any way you want. Do it any way you need to do it that lets you sleep
and then
at
what
night.
was it? Just last month it was. I got a phone call, and once again I was asked, "Where's Molly?" Because John is not at work, and Des is home.
What do you mean about cleaning her own closet? What are you saying?
Her life is not the most perfect thing in the world.
Never
Fine.
claimed it was.
Fine. You know, my life ain't, you know, I made a mistake, bud. I'm a man. I honed up to my responsibility. Like you told me, I took it to heart. You told me, you says, you drove your marriage into the ditch, it's your time to get it out. Well, I worked to get my marriage out of the ditch. I'm still working. I'll probably work until they put me in the grave. Am I gonna make it my marriage right? You damn right I'm gonna make my marriage right.
Yeah.
Do I need to own up to my wife and explain to her my every waking moment? Yeah, I do.
Well, do you think she's being judgmental and hypocritical for being so judgmental of
She
you?
sat there and I don't know who she told, but she told somebody that I'm a terrible father, I'm a terrible
You
husband.
don't even want me to go to there as to why I think
and
that, do you?
I'm a terrible person. And my daughter happened to hear that.
Do you want to hear? Do you want me to tell everybody why I think you're a horrible father?
Go ahead.
You
I
really?
got nothing to hide.
You really want me to do it?
Yeah, do it.
You want me to say, Betty,
I don't think he's a horrible father.
about what goes on in the garage? You really want me to open my mouth? That's the problem I have, is what goes on in that garage.
We sit in the garage and we watch television. It's not a garage. It's just a man's place to hang out. It's where the
My
computers.
garage looks like a living room.
Okay.
We started the counseling about 3 or 4 days after we got home. It has definitely helped our marriage. I don't know about my mother. I want her to be there in my life with the kids' life, grandkids' lives, but yet I don't want her to be nosy and voice her opinions or her judgments.
And I'm trying to heal a relationship here, and I can't ask you to reopen your mind, reopen your heart, reopen your life to somebody that comes in and still has this vitriolic approach to what's going on. And clearly, you're not ready to renew this relationship because I don't think you're ready to be owning your part of this. I have
You mean
offered.
it's my fault that he unzipped his pants and had an affair with my youngest daughter? That's
yeah,
my
that's
fault?
what I was saying. That's exactly
That's
what I was
that's
saying.
kind of what it sounds like.
How do you get?
Because I didn't interfere with something.
How do
that makes
you
it my
get
fault?
that out of what I was just saying?
The way you said it, like that I didn't own up that, but because Molly and him was flirting and I didn't go in and stop it.
Let me say this again. What I was saying is, in your relationship with your daughter, Bettie,
Okay.
nothing to do with whether he zips his pants or not,
Okay.
okay? And I'm a very visual person, so I
Let's not discuss that.
don't even want to think about that. I'm talking about your relationship with Bettie, that I don't want you two to be estranged, but you are. Because she has resentment against you, and I can see why she feels that way, because I don't get any remorse from you, any sorrow from you, even any sympathy for her. It's just all anger and right fighting. I want to be right, I want to be right, but you're not happy. I know, but I'm right. Well, right is awful lonely. And I don't want you to be lonely. I don't want you to be the demon in this. I don't want you to be estranged from your daughter. But you're going to have to take the chip off your shoulder and be willing to admit that you're not perfect in this situation for that to happen. I've offered to arrange some professional help for you to help you prepare for healing this relationship. And you haven't availed yourself. I'm sure Julie would talk to you about this since you have such a high opinion of her.
Honestly, I never said anything like that about you.
You did. That's the problem. You did.
Okay. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.